hate me.
Okay.
Right?
Alright. Okay, Sean's like, no.
Guilty.
Okay, cool. So we're going to talk about the Taylor effect today. And I'm not a person who knows a lot about it, but let's see, there are two people who knows about Taylor Swift.
Like
let's
moderately.
Huh?
Moderately.
Yeah, moderately.
No,
Not
I
like
think
high
you all
level.
know better than me anyway. So, but it's interesting how she's evolved as a artist and more than an artist, right? I've got tons of data. So I'm going to talk about it. But
Okay.
what are your thoughts on Taylor Swift and like the rise of the Swifties?
She's like amazing.
Yeah,
Why do you say
she's
that,
an
sir?
icon. Do you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So I think to what you said, it's the evolution, right? She started out as just like a country singer. At like 16, 14, she released her first song. And then she went into
When
pop.
she was 14?
Yeah, it was
Okay,
16,
okay.
I'm not
Okay,
really
okay.
sure. But I think then she went into like the pop industry. And it's like an evolution because she's constantly rebranding herself. So we had that Reputation era where it was like dark, kind of bad girl, red vibes.
Yeah.
And then she went into like her pastel love era.
Yeah.
And then she came back into like her folklore era.
Yeah.
So she's constantly evolving. And I think that makes her so relevant because she's growing with her audience.
And also when you consider the eras,
Yeah.
it's like a trend on TikTok also. You're in this era,
Yeah,
that era, even
yeah.
that term.
It's
I feel
very
like it
relevant.
has come from like Taylor.
Oh, that's the name of the movie or something, right?
The
Eras tour.
The
The
Eras
tour.
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like really popular, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the data is like crazy. So I went on, I just checked the Google search data. Apparently there's like 66 million searches a month.
Wow, like
Yeah.
globally.
Yeah, globally. Yeah. And interestingly, like obviously it's US driven, but then there are like countries like Philippines and whatnot, you know, they are searching for Taylor Swift stuff a lot more. But now I think the main search is for tickets.
Yeah.
Because you can't get a ticket, right?
Yeah, you can't because it sold out immediately. So even in Australia, it's like you had to wait in a queue and it was open to like only Australian citizens and then open to the rest of the world, and
Oh,
then
wow.
still even Australian citizens couldn't get
I
in.
think getting a ticket would be a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
So
Why is she like, I don't know, what do you remember about her though? Like what made you follow her? Like what was that point?
I think like the first couple of years, it's the fact that she related with us. Like she grew up with us.
like boy problems,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
romances.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I used to like sing anyway. And then my dad used to play guitar. So he taught me how to play guitar. And a lot of Taylor's, like the main songs, they are guitar progressions, cool chords, different tunes. So I think learning that and like growing up with her was like really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely the transition from like a teenager to like adulthood.
Yeah.
Like we had that transition and she like had it with us.
Yeah, that's true. 'Cause I
For me, I remember like that time when Kanye West jumps into
Oh my
that
gosh.
awards. That's the
VMAs.
time I kind of started, you know, seeing Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
It's like, yeah, that was like a big thing. And then
Yeah.
like people were saying that Kanye West only made Taylor Swift popular.
Yeah.
But that's so not true because
Yeah.
at that time I didn't know who Kanye West was. Now I'm not going to get so much hate. But I knew who Taylor Swift
Yeah.
was. And then I think right after that she just reinvented herself.
Yeah,
like
she
she
did.
went through like depression, all of that at that time. And then after that like she just came back.
That's true.
Did you know that she apparently, so this is part of my research, she apparently, or her team, accidentally released a single, but they didn't release the single, they released 7 seconds of static. And that became number one or something.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just a static, you know, video and that went not viral, but it was popular.
But she
Right.
kind of does that too. Like she leaves all these Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, so whenever you read about her, like I think what's relevant for us is about the marketing side now.
Yeah.
So in terms of the marketing side of things, I think that whole network effect and the community, like how do you, even as a brand, like there are some stuff that you can take from how Taylor Swift has done it. I tried searching for who their marketing agency is, who the person is. There's some names that come out,
Yeah.
but apparently she's like really involved with everything.
Yeah.
She controls the brand narrative. I think that's one of the coolest things about her. It's like, I'm in control, I know what I'm doing, this is
Yeah.
my brand, and she doesn't like let it go away from her.
Yeah.
And that's why the whole re-recording of the albums happened.
What's that? I don't know.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So she started recording at a very young age, right? And so the label that she was under owned all her records. So every time her music used to get played, they used to make an income.
Yeah.
So what she did is she went into a legal battle with Scooter Braun,
Yeah.
and she tried to win back her songs, but it was like a long progress and it wasn't like happening. So what she did is she went into the studio and re-recorded each of her albums. So she's like recorded 2 out of 4, and she's gonna
Yeah.
keep recording.
And it's called
Taylor's version. So she's releasing all of those songs. Now she's getting like all the income that she's supposed to get.
She's
Yeah.
like the first, not first, but she's a billionaire now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Self-made billionaire.
Self-made, yeah.
Yeah, and the nice thing about her is like she has that, if you compare like another generation, like the Beatles,
Yeah.
they wrote most of their songs.
Mm.
Likewise, I think she writes her own
Yeah,
songs,
yeah,
right?
yeah. She writes her own songs.
And I think the Beatles were the only like band at the time that got their like songs in the top 100, I think top 10 or whatever for like 6 weeks straight. And I think after that it was Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like consecutively she got her albums in the top 10.
Mm.
So that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
at that age,
Yeah, at that age. Very young.
There was a nice line that I saw somewhere. Somebody had said, let me find that out. She kind of can't find it now. Anyway, she kind of embodies the imperfection of people.
yeah.
She's like, whereas the example is Beyonce would go and sing this, really crazy song, called Flawless, where Taylor would come out singing something called Delicate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the difference is that she thrives on the imperfections of the people, or that's why people can relate to her. I don't know.
She's
This is
relatable.
Yeah.
I don't listen to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of relatable.
Yeah, I think it's because like she has gone through so much and she's
Yeah.
open about her struggles. Like she
Yeah.
had like body image issues, people were picking on her because of
Yeah.
her size and all that.
Yeah.
And she actually like she had body image issues and she was very open about it.
Yeah. And I think from her perspective, it's like, okay, if I'm going through this, being like a billionaire, I can only imagine what normal girls are going through. So let
Yeah.
me kind of release music that kind of makes them know that it's okay, or makes them feel a little better,
Yeah.
or kind of boosts their confidence. I think that's also there.
So if we kind of talk about the marketing side of it, I think that's where we want to kind of dissect this and figure that out, right? Like, what are your thoughts on like the overall marketing side of things? How she does that? Any insights? I've got a few that I'll share later, but what do you guys think?
I think she studies her audience very intently, and
Yeah.
she's always on the pulse of
Yeah,
things.
that's something that came up also.
Yeah, she knows like, okay, you know what, this audience is going through this, let me release a song about this. So she's very relevant, and that kind of really builds up her brand image. It's very unique, it's very iconic. There's literally no one like her.
Yeah, I think
So I
she's
think-
very unique,
Yeah.
like you said, very unique. And the fact that when she's writing a song, she's actually telling a story.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that it's a storytelling approach she
Yeah.
has like invented through her songs. So that's actually pretty cool
Yeah.
in terms of like the
Yeah,
marketing side.
Yeah, that's true. Like how she kind of narrates that, and what's interesting is like how her influencer model works. So there is this concept called the network effect. So once you start engaging with a group of people, say for example, I want to, like you hate me,
Okay.
right?
Alright.
And you're okay with me,
Okay.
but you like her, and
Okay.
you guys are like good friends.
Yeah.
I can get to you through her. Do you know what I mean? Like politicians use this quite well, right? Basically, I influence you through her. So what she has done, when you dissect some of the data, and excuse me, some of the data says that at the start they used to look at, in marketing we learn about segmentation. So she used to segment the market. Again, this is hindsight, right? We can always say, oh, this is how she did it. But apparently she segmented the audiences and figured out, okay, like you said, one of the songs would appeal to this audience.
Yeah.
And that audience might have a influence on the other. So it's like a little influencer army that she builds, and that's why I think many, I'm one of the few that maybe, I don't know, I haven't started listening to her much, but I think almost all generations kind of like her, her
Yeah.
songs, and people will defend her.
Yeah.
right? Even as a brand, that's the holy grail, right?
Yeah.
You want UGC, we talk about UGC. So that's what comes out a lot. Because apparently back in the day, she if somebody says, "Hey, Taylor, I'm getting married, come and sing at my wedding," she would come.
Yeah.
So that, like, if you look at it from a brand side of things, it's not ROI positive at all. Imagine going and doing something for free. But that free thing, when it's amplified, that's when you start making money.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So apparently she used to do a lot of those.
Makes sense,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
And I think adding on what you said to like segmenting her audience, even her collaborations, sometimes I think they're very strategic. Because she has sung with Ed Sheeran, who's more in the same kind of genre. But she's also collaborated with like Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah.
HAIM. So it's like she's tapping into these different audiences through her collaborations. And I think her latest collaboration was with Ice Spice,
Yeah.
the Karma song.
Yes.
So even that's like a totally different, like that's
Vibe.
rap, right?
Yeah.
Like hip hop, rap, R&B. So she's tapping into that market also through that collaboration. So she's like again very relevant.
To that point, okay, I know I might get a bit of hate for this, but
Okay.
then, like, even her boyfriends,
Okay.
I feel like are strategically placed. It might not be like, because she has a different one for different eras. Like, I love her boyfriend now. Okay,
Sounds like no.
Kelsey. I love her boyfriend now. Okay, he's so nice
Yeah.
and so sweet and
Yeah.
everything. But then, he's into the football side of things, right? And
But-
that's not an audience that she was ever really relatable to. But now, like, footballers probably watch her
No,
and
but
listen to
there's
her.
two sides to it. I saw this. She goes to a game,
Yeah.
some random football game, and that team, everybody starts searching for that team. But apparently now she's getting a bit of hate also. I don't know. That's
Oh, okay.
but interesting point of view. No?
I mean, yeah, her dating story has been kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's been like different boyfriends at different stages.
Yeah.
I mean, first it was more into like actors and all of that. And now it's transitioning into kind of like sports.
Yeah.
So there's like a big difference there.
Again, I think it's a good hindsight moment for us. Analyze and say she got this boyfriend because of whatever. But yeah, interesting.
But I think also, I don't know, not every time, I think she's had a couple of boyfriends over the years. Safe to say over 10?
Yeah.
Safe to say over
definitely.
14?
Yeah.
So,
I don't keep.
so I think sometimes I can't help but like sympathize, because you can sometimes hear the heartbreak in the lyrics.
Yeah.
And I think it was the 10-minute song All Too Well.
Yes. Oh
That
my
was so
God.
heartbreaking.
10 minutes song. What is it? What's it called?
It's this 10-minute song, but it's also like a
The
movie.
song is actually 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a
Ah,
mini
okay.
movie.
Yeah, it's like a mini movie.
Wow, okay.
So if the song lyrics says, I opened the door and his scarf was there, the visual is this girl opening the door and her scarf is there. And then she used to date this actor called Jake Gyllenhaal, right? So she cast two people that looked exactly like her and Jake Gyllenhaal, like
Oh,
in the
okay.
past.
Very similar.
Yeah. And after that, he got so much of hate.
Yeah, he got so much
like he
hate.
was just living his life, right, being an actor. And after that song came out, everyone was like, "How could you do this to her?"
Yeah,
like,
actually.
it was like.
And then
so-
it's like they were over analyzing like everything.
Yeah.
Like he had been walking with a red scarf and they
Yeah.
were like analyzing that too.
Yeah, and then how he didn't show up for her birthday or something, and she was
Yeah.
waiting for him to come. It was very sad.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think just the power that she has, like by releasing a song of something that happened like decades ago,
I
and
mean,
that person, right?
Yeah, like
you-
decades ago
yeah,
actually.
yeah, it
And it's
was
the fact that she kind of became a movie maker through that too.
Yeah.
She produced her own film. So it's like she went into like a complete different
Yeah.
side of things.
No, and I think everything seems to be falling into the right place. Have you not noticed? So, for example, her concerts are crazy. I mean, the effects to everything
Yeah.
is supposed to be really cool. I wouldn't mind going to see the concert just for that. But so now, for example, I think my brother was in line, like the 3 millionth in line to buy a ticket.
Oh.
But then the movie comes.
Yeah.
You know, like it's convenient. You know, like
it's
and I think
very
it's planned properly. So there is a good team behind her for sure.
Yeah.
It's like she definitely understood the gap in the market there.
Yeah.
Affordability wise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
because a lot of people just go crazy even
yeah.
in a movie theater, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think, and even she's making an income of sorts, right, of airing this era's
Yeah.
tour. And like,
Yeah,
if you
of
go
course.
into the cinema, it's like an actual concert. So nobody's sitting down. Everybody's
really?
everybody's
Yeah.
standing
must be
with
like a
their,
South Indian film.
everybody's standing with their like flashlights. They're singing to it, and it's just a whole vibe.
Even the movie thing, so apparently like, don't quote me on this, but then it's like, so the movie theaters usually make money off by marketing the movies, and then there's like some sort of thing that you have to pay for the production companies or whatever. But Taylor is not doing that because she made the movie on her own and she's putting it out on her own. So like that third party thing is not there anymore. So apparently it's like dangerous for the movie industry and all, like Hollywood and all. It's like a bit of a threat for them because they don't get that income anymore since it's going like directly to the movie theaters.
Yeah, she's definitely like changing the industry, which is I think why she has a big impact as well.
Actually, she's like changing things.
How about this whole thing, like the movement called the Swifties? Because technically, apparently, they are called the Taylor Nation.
So we relate better with Swifties.
No, I know that must be the hashtag. But on online, I mean, especially on Twitter and even on X, sorry, and on some of the other channels, the group is called Taylor Nation.
Okay.
And it's crazy. It's got like, I don't know, 50, 60 million followers, and a lot of people engage with her.
I think it's definitely a fan base. It's very definitely a strong fan base, and I think she also appeals to different communities. As such, like she had this song that, and she supports a lot of LGBTQ rights. So there's like a big portion of those people, and then there's a big portion of middle schoolers, high schoolers, and even just people that relate to her lyrics. So I think it's growing. It's constantly growing.
Yeah, and I think if you relate it to like a brand, for example, the only closest thing I can think of is maybe like a bunch of developers, you know, say for example, you might say, I'm pro Python, I'm pro Java, I'm a Java developer, I hate .NET. You know, like they are the only passionate ones I've seen when it comes to, and again, it's not a brand per se, it's a language, right? I don't see a lot of people, I mean, this is like something brands want to do, especially like creating your own community of people who are so passionate and who would even go and defend. One thing that's interesting is though, like Taylor comes across as very honest, right?
She's very genuine.
And like you guys said, relatable. So I think as a brand also, that's what we try to do. Like get the brand to be more honest, more relatable. I mean, some of the local work that we've done here with certain brands, we wanted to like make them be a bit more honest. During COVID, without lying, certain brands said, "Hey, we've got COVID patients at our outlets or whatever. Don't come today. Come." I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I know it's poles apart, Taylor Swift versus COVID messaging, but. It's something that we can take on, I think, about the honesty side of things.
I think she also kind of utilizes social media in a very, very smart way, adding to that. Because she shows like imagine we're in a studio like this recording, she'll like put snippets of that. Or writing the lyrics, she'll put snippets of that, her struggles. So I think she comes across as very genuine.
Very authentic.
And a lot of Easter eggs, like you said.
What's the Easter egg thing?
So she drops like small hints in like her post, in her stories of something that's going to come. And of course, like you said, the Swifties, like they just go crazy over it. They kind of overanalyze, they try to predict what's happening. You know, like when you think about it, maybe she's not even going to do it, but because people are so hyped up about something, for the demand, she probably like thinks, yeah, that's a good idea, I should do that.
It's like the credit scene in a Marvel movie, right? People are just waiting for the next thing, like, okay, what's coming next? So it's like that little bit of information.
No?
Little hint.
I think there's a little bit of FOMO also. You want to, when people come and talk about it, you're like, oh, did you see this? And you're like, yeah. And then somebody always wants to be first to figure things out.
That's
so
true.
I think, that kind of thing must be happening as well. So another thing that I read about, again, I don't follow her, when it comes to her social media calendar, she does stuff like Taylor Swift Tuesday, Manicure Mondays. Apparently that's what she used to do back in the day. Again, relating to your behavior and habits, I guess. So I think as brands also we try to kind of come up with these content calendars and then see what you can do. But what I see and the success behind her is I think she knows the audience a lot. Like she's studied them inside out, and I think she knows them.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Yeah, and the line I was looking for earlier. So this is from Gary Vee. He's like this really cool dude who talks about random stuff. But what he says is she hacked culture, right?
Okay.
And like I said earlier, when people say Taylor Swift come and sing at my wedding, she used to go and do it. And she kind of amplifies nothing, and then it just goes viral, and then like she stands behind certain things. For example, do you know the Apple story with Taylor?
Nope.
So,
Wow.
so again, I don't know the exact chronology
Okay.
of timing, but she comes up saying 20, I don't know, 15 or 16, and she says Apple needs to pay artists a lot more. And blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then Apple changes the narrative, and they put they write letters to each other. A letter to Apple, and Apple writes a letter to Taylor. It looks very coordinated, right? And then finally she says, Apple says that, okay, we hear you, we are going to do this. Next year she's in the Apple commercial.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
Interesting, yeah.
So it's all coordinated,
Yeah.
it's planned.
It's very strategic.
Yeah.
I think it's all
Quite
planned
interesting
out.
though how
Yeah.
they create the scenario and they come out as the saviors as well,
Actually.
right? Even so, the other thing they ask is Taylor actually involved in all this? There's like behind the scene footage again, research. She's I think it's one of those commercials where she gets hit by a basketball or something.
Okay.
She says, actually hit me, Gera. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of the thing that she does. She's apparently behind everything, and she drives the narrative.
Yeah, she drives the narrative, definitely.
And that's actually okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like she's good at what she does, and she
Yeah.
has to strategically place herself in those situations to make
Yeah.
sure her brand grows.
Yeah.
And I think one other thing that like especially Sri Lankan brands can kind of take out of it is the fact that she, like you said, reinvents herself every time, and it's
Yeah.
been like way more than 10 years now,
I
right?
think she released her first song in 2006.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been
almost 20 years.
so long,
Yeah.
and like she has been reinventing herself with every single tour she goes on.
Yeah, with every
And
single
it's
album.
like she's like very connected to her audience, and it kind of changes things around. Whereas like when you look at Sri Lankan brands, they don't really reinvent themselves. They don't really stay connected to their audience.
I don't think it's a Sri Lankan thing. I think
I
if
mean,
you
yeah,
look at
globally,
overall
actually,
brands,
yeah.
you know, like somebody drives a narrative that the company is supposed to do according to what they think,
Okay.
not what the customer or the potential audience is looking for, right? So being relevant to them. I mean, gone are the days where you can go and become that salesman. If somebody comes and says, hey, buy this, you're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
You want to do your own research, you want
Yeah.
to be passionate about things, you know, you love things, you want to go do things, you know. So I think that's what brands need to learn from her.
Yeah.
And the other side of it is she's done her personal branding really well.
Yeah.
You know,
agreed.
that whole imperfection thing, you know, where
Like
people,
girl next door kind of a vibe.
yeah, where everybody can kind of relate to her. And one of the other things that came out was the way that she appeals to her fans' emotions. And apparently they know how to connect deeply with the fans. So one of the examples I have is she has secret sessions. Did you hear about it?
Like
After her
exclusive
concerts.
No.
listening sessions. Like,
Yeah, listening sessions where she invites people to come home.
Oh.
So people don't know it's her home, but obviously again, if you think about that as an event, that's not going to earn her anything.
Yeah.
But she records it and amplifies, right?
Yeah.
So that's where she earns the views and everything.
These exclusive listening sessions, I think she has it around the country. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so she
And
gets
she makes
like,
a surprise
yeah,
visit.
sometimes, yeah. And she gets like these like diehard Swifties to come and listen to the album before anybody else does. So it's like a very intimate, personalized experience. I think which
Really
also
nice.
some brands could give to their loyal customers sometimes. Like,
Anything else?
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't think even Taylor Swift has analyzed herself.
There's
Yeah,
so much,
so
yeah,
much.
actually.
do you think she deserves all the hate she gets sometimes?
Does she get hit?
Yeah,
Yes,
she
she
gets
does. Look at
so
this guy
much
nodding.
hate. Yeah, he's like,
He's nodding his head.
yeah, because I think after the Kanye West thing, she got so much hate
Yeah.
for that.
No, but
and then-
Kanye was, he was the one who did it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, but at the
Why
time,
did she get it?
she got so much hate for it. Like she got so much, and then the whole snake thing.
Snake
Like
thing?
so the obviously at that time Kanye West was like, I think with Kim Kardashian and all,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then like they all called Taylor for being a snake,
Yeah.
and then after that Kanye West released that song wear like
okay.
Taylor something something.
Yeah.
Like it's like very inappropriate.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then after that, like
where she's wearing a red, somebody's wearing a red dress and she looks like Taylor.
yeah, there was that
Something
whole
like that. Okay.
song.
Yeah.
And then like they said that they asked Taylor Swift permission and she said yes and all of that.
But she actually didn't.
She said yes, but she didn't know the context of the song.
Yeah.
And it was like really bad. So after that, she got so much hate for all of that. And then even the body image issues and all of that, she got so much hate for all of that at the time.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of having like a army of people who support you, right?
But I think that's now. Back then, I don't think she
Yeah.
had the same following and the
Yeah.
same UGC.
I think people
thing.
thought she was too vanilla, too good girl. No, like she's not like enough kind of a thing. Like I think Kanye compared her to Beyonce, right?
Yeah.
And if you compare like two different artists, and Beyonce is so out there.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of comparison was, you know.
Yeah, because you're right. I think that's again what everybody's saying. So Beyonce is that perfect. You know, she wants to be that perfect person or whatever. Whereas Taylor is all about imperfections, and
Yeah.
most of the world is imperfect. Right?
That's true.
So
Yeah.
people
That
can
is true.
relate to her a lot.
So you pick Taylor over Beyonce?
Oh no, this is gonna
I
start.
don't
You don't listen to either.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I listen to a bit and see.
I hope we don't get cancelled after this. Cut that part out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've spoken a lot about her. Anything else that we can take in terms of marketing? Yeah, we spoke about UGC, right? So
UGC,
that means user generated
Content.
content.
I think social media tactics, like
Yeah.
strategic collaborations.
Because I think she's come to that point where now she doesn't need to earn the respect or the followers or whatever. It's snowballing, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be part of that whole franchise. I think she's doing some innovations I'm hearing. So, for example, there's a name for it. What's it called? The Taylor Swift Ticks. Did you hear about it?
No.
Yeah. So it's a program where fans can earn points and for participating in promotions and engaging with her and her brand, and those points can be redeemed for tickets.
Oh, nice.
Interesting concept.
Should start now.
Yeah.
No, but that's typical loyalty.
Yeah.
You know, points.
Yeah.
Right. So ticks must be her version of a point.
Mm.
And you redeem it. So think of the airlines to other industries, you know, who will have their miles programs or
Yeah.
even their points programs.
Yeah.
Now she has a base. Now she's monetizing the base.
True.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool, right?
Yeah.
I think it's progressing into that whole
Yeah.
kind of marketing mix / corporate marketing mix.
Yeah.
So
And I think, yes, it's a snowball effect, but with her recording her album, she's also getting the attention of the next generation.
Yeah, actually.
Like 12, 13-year-olds who are just listening to music, they're
Yeah, that's
also
a good
becoming a fan of her. So I think that's also pretty
yeah,
cool.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because then she appeals to the new generation also.
Yes, yeah.
Interesting.
By recording songs that were relevant to her at that age. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And it's like on TikTok, it's always like her things that are trending. It's her
Yeah, her
songs.
songs, yeah.
It's like whatever she did at a concert, like the Sydney effect and all that. Have you all like
What's
seen that?
No.
It's like at the Sydney concert, she did like a vibrational thing. Like she hit this metal pole and then it just kept like echoing. I don't know how she did that.
Okay.
But then it's like when she says one line, then after that it like repeats back after some
okay.
time.
Oh.
And then it was like called the Sydney effect. And then that went viral.
Okay. It should go viral because there's so many people who
Yeah.
follow her blindly also, right? Interesting. Yeah, I know.
Blindly.
Two against one.
Are you a Swiftie now?
I think you should listen to the songs.
Yeah.
Maybe all too well.
Yeah,
Let's start
you
off
should
there.
watch the video.
Yeah.
All too well.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'll play it, but I know it's gonna. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to check All Too Well Taylor Swift. I hope this one distort.
Once everything is
Alright.
perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis.
Sorry. Love is so short, forgetting is so long.
Is that that's really the line. I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, no, the
Okay.
starting thing is that.
Okay.
And there's, they're talking.
It's like a movie.
It's a
part
movie.
first.
I think.
Can I fast forward?
Yeah. Sure.
No, sorry. The lyrics are supposed to be good, no?
Yeah, they're so good.
Agreed.
Huh?
Agreed.
It gives like goosebumps, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna watch the whole thing
Yeah,
later, maybe.
later.
Yeah, not now.
Cool. I think we're done, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
we'll have a chat about somebody else later and
Yeah.
figure things out.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Done.